Shall I wait for Mrs. Prothero, Mr. Salter?
Not tonight, David.
My heart goes
Not tonight. Watch where you... That's it.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh,
Smiles at me. There's such a wonderful light in her eyes.
Oh, thank you for a lovely evening.
my pleasure, Rosie.
That brings sweet.
Rose! Rosie! Rosie!
Why don't you sit down, Mr. Salter?
Never mind sitting down. Blaketon would have had 10 blokes lined up for this by now.
How is she?
Well, still unconscious, but I've seen the x-rays. We don't think there's a problem. She's in safe hands.
Can I see her yet?
No, but I've had a word with the sister and you can wait in her office. The nurse will take you through. This way.
Have you double-checked that there's nothing missing, Mr. Salter?
Nothing. Us coming home must have scared him off.
And you definitely didn't get a look at him?
No, I hadn't put the light on. It was the end of a romantic evening. Then all of a sudden, there he was.
Was he just trying his luck, do you think? Or do you have things of value in a house?
That should be in the bank, Mr. Salter.
Don't trust him.
Is it not occurred to you, man, that might be what the fellow was after?
Aye, well, didn't get it, did he?
So, David, who are you going to vote for as our parish representative, Oscar Blaketon or Joyce Jowett?
Well, seems like Mr. Vernon's not here to advise me. I thought I would vote for both of them, so I don't offend anyone.
I can advise you. Only one of them can represent us on the district council. Let's make it Blaketon.
You're still upset, aren't you, Mr. Scripps?
Upset and livid.
She's livid, Mr. Bellamy.
Ah, well, you would be, wouldn't you, with public facilities on your doorstep?
Let's call a spade, shall we? Toilets. Right outside my garage if Jowett has her way. Cornerstone of her campaign, it says in the paper.
Bernie?
David.
He's really angry.
Oh, aye. How can you tell? It doesn't matter, David. Hey, you know when you dropped Mrs. Prothero off last night? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
I've been racking my brains, but there's nothing there.
I was thinking of something like a car park nearby. Strangers inside, maybe.
All right. No.
Right.
Harvey Cottrell. The answer's no.
Hey, you jumped the gun there, Mrs. Stanton. That cabinet we talked about last year.
The one you offered me £2 for?
Aye, well, I didn't know what I was looking at then, and I do now. And I think it's worth serious money. I mean that.
You'd better come in.
Sorry, I must have been thinking of someone else. It's not Dutch, this, it's English. What do you set to £3?
Out.
Is this some sort of game you play? You've just asked me in here.
You wangled your way in and stopped scanning the room. Nothing's for sale.
I'll tell you what I'll do. £10 for the table, the chairs and the cabinet. You're not getting a better offer than that.
I'll not be asking for one.
You mean you're flush? Woman living on her own up here, scratching living from a few hens and a couple of sheep.
My husband left me very well provided for, and get your hands off that.
Worth a few bob, that. Melted down. I'll be back, Mrs. Stanton. Sooner or later, everyone does a deal with Harvey Cottrell. Nice sofa.
Out.
$5?
Out! Ladies, my village plan is meant for you, the guardians of future generations. Is it fair that our children must wait for buses in drafty doorways? Is it fair that our toddlers be denied a state-of-the-art climbing frame?
Oscar Blayton!
A slow right down.
Is it fair that between home and school there is no toilet?
Going behind the edge for 1,000 years. Why suddenly make it parish business?
The man for the job!
There you have it, ladies.
Bernie!
Oscar Blayton, custodian of the past.
Most of all rubbish!
Or Joyce Jowett, vanguard of the future.
Now I go cleaning windows to earn an honest bob. For a nosy parker, it's an interesting job. Now it's a job that just suits me. A window cleaner you would be if you can see what I can see when I'm cleaning windows.
Morning, Mr. Blaketon. What job's that then?
Are you old enough to vote now, Reggie?
Yeah.
And you should know who to vote for.
When I'm cleaning windows.
Ashfordley Police. It's John Salter.
He's been back again. Done me over.
Assaulted you?
No.
Nicked a mirror.
Right, well, we'll be up there as soon as we can. John Salter. He's had a mirror nicked.
We out, Mr. Salter.
2 hours at the most.
Any idea how they got in?
Window in the pantry. In Blaketon's day, this wouldn't have happened. Blaketon had his finger on the pulse.
And the mirror? Is that all that's been taken?
What do you mean, that's all? It didn't look anything special, but it's been in the family for years.
What I meant was...
Safe and sound, thank you.
Well, at least Mrs. Jowett's got some policies.
Well, so have I, to do nothing.
Maintain the status quo.
That's right, Bernie, the status quo. That's what people around here want, and that's what they'll get from me. There's far too much progress these days.
That'll be 2 and 6, please, Gina. What's going on?
Affairs of state, Reggie. Shall we have toilets in the high street or not?
So long as they've got windows that need cleaning.
Ta-ra.
Spotted canvassing tonight, Oscar.
Yeah, well, persuading them is one thing, Bernie. Getting them down here to vote, that's another.
Hey, we could always fetch them in a taxi.
If you're going to start making suggestions, David, try... Actually, that's a very good idea.
What brings you to the frozen north, gentlemen?
Ah, democracy, Mrs. Stanton.
Oscar Blayton, the man for the job.
Oh, aye, this election. I might just pop down if the weather holds.
Oh, the weather doesn't matter, Mrs. Stanton. You see, I can fetch you and bring you back afterwards.
Ah, so long as I vote Blaketon, I suppose. After that, I can go whistle.
Not at all, Mrs. Stanton. I'll be happy to put in any requests you might have to the district council.
Oh, right, well. I'd like someone flogged to within an inch of their life.
Who?
Whoever pinched my Greek fella. There he was, striking a manly pose, within the bounds of decency, of course. I came down this morning and he'd gone.
Well, have you reported this?
I've no phone, and they don't respond to smoke signals at Ashfordley Police Station.
We could get one of the officers to call in, maybe, take some details.
So long as I vote Blaketon, the man for the job.
Well, you seem to be a lady who knows her own mind.
Aye. And I wouldn't vote for Jumped-Up Joyce in a million year.
No, of course not.
John Salter's always been like that, Phil.
Full of charm, you mean?
Well, yeah. Underneath that gruff exterior, he really is a... Who wants a brandy?
I'll get a Trish.
It is odd, though. I mean, someone just taking a mirror and nothing else. Was it valuable?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what I don't like. Whoever it is coming back after what he did to Rose, he means business.
Well, it wouldn't have happened in Blaketon's day. Blaketon had his finger on the pulse. Not that we ever noticed.
Hey, Trish, where'd you get these postcards?
Oh, my granddad gave them to me. They were sent to him in the First World War. Those are just the best. There's a couple of hundred here.
Oh, let's have a look.
There you go.
Cheers.
Jenny?
Oh, no thanks. No sight of an Eileen Fowler in those days.
Who's she?
That keep fit woman off the television. Half my patients wouldn't be patients if they took her advice. A little bit of exercise.
Well, if that's true, we should do something about it.
I know that look, Jenny. What are you thinking?
Well, prevention's better than cure. You're always saying it. So, let's get them leaping about. Blokes as well.
Oh. About time and all.
Oh.
You've had me worried, Rosie.
Have I?
You're in Ashfordley Hospital.
Why? What's happened?
Nurse!
Ah, Murden. Oscar. I was up at High Holland yesterday doing a spot of canvassing. There's a lady up there by the name of Mrs. Stanton. She's had a bronze statue nicked. And I told her that one of your lads would be more than happy to call in and take a few details.
Did you indeed?
Yes. And while I'm here, I thought I would appraise you of this.
Ah, the famous village plan.
Certainly is, and it's in flagrant breach of election rules. It should read, printed and published by Joyce Jowett, followed by her address. And it doesn't.
The end is nigh, gentlemen.
Flippance is all very well, Sergeant.
This is a matter for the returning officer, Oscar, not the police, as you well know.
You know, you could have ploughed some of these windows. They were that mucky.
That'll break them.
I won't be serious. I was... Cheers, mate. Ta. No biscuits?
Oh, no, we're out.
No worries. Just as well I brought me own.
That's a nice camera.
Aye.
I don't take a good photograph. Mr. Vernon says that I'm just one of those unfortunate people.
Whereas he takes a brilliant one, I suppose.
Yeah, how did you know?
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of getting the subject at the right moment. Natural like. Hey, I'll tell you what. Go stand over there. David! See what I mean?
Oh, but like you'd have got the side of me head then. I mean, my mouth would have been open because I was going to go, what?
Yeah, but caught in a moment. Natural.
Yeah, but I wanted...
All right. Look at me. Full on. Well, you could try not looking as if you're going to be hung, David. Crack your face a bit. What's the funniest thing you've seen?
Well, do you know, like ever or just lately?
Ever would include just lately. Let it come into your mind.
Yeah, I got it, right.
Well, smile about it, then. David, just say cheese, mate.
Cheese, mate.
She'll have to vote for him now, I suppose.
Who, Oscar?
Kept his word. Sent a policeman.
I'll be the only one. They can't see.
Made of bronze, you say?
Yeah, but somehow very lifelike. I'd grown quite fond of him in an odd sort of a way.
Any idea how much it was worth?
No idea. Come to think of it, you had a look of yourself to him. Only smaller, of course.
Can you think of anybody who might have taken him, it?
Well, Harvey Cottrell would be my first choice.
What, Harvey the furniture bloke?
He were round here the other day, conned his way in, then offered me peanuts for some things. Eyes everywhere, of course.
And he showed an interest in the Greek fella.
Talked about melting him down. Would you like to stay for a cup of coffee?
No. No, thanks all the same. I'd best get back.
Morning, Mr. Scripps. I'd like a taxi, please.
David.
Mrs. Jowett.
The very same.
She wants a taxi.
If it's not too much trouble.
Mind she doesn't winkle things out of you.
What do you mean?
Preferably today.
Where to, Mrs. Jowett?
First stop, some leafleting.
First? What, you mean there's going to be...
How's Mr. Blaketon's campaign going?
Oh, I don't know.
The chap who assaulted you, Mrs. Prothero, I don't suppose you got a look at him either.
Oh, I'm afraid not, no. Was it the mirror he was after?
I really don't know.
Well, it wasn't just any old mirror. I mean, it was a cushion mirror. Jacobean. Hey, John, you remember that man that came round about a couple of weeks ago? He was trying to buy things off you. He got really nasty when you told him to book. He got really nasty when you sent him packing.
So he did. Harvey Cottrell.
That's him. Wait for me here, David. Unless you'd like to come and help.
Oh,
No, maybe not. Good morning. Hope I can count on your vote on Thursday the 8th.
Everybody's got to love somebody sometime when you do. I hope you never fall.
Thursday the 8th. Voting. There you are, sir. One for you.
Come in. I take it you will both be at this Keep Fit class of Jenny Latimer's?
Tell you what, Sarge. We will, if you will.
And I will, if Ventris will. So that's that taken care of. Right, gentlemen, what news?
Harvey Cottrell, furniture dealer, known to us. Armed and entering with intent, Whitby, 1959.
He's been sniffing around John Salter's and Mrs. Stanson's within the last 10 days.
Right. Go have a word.
Donovan.
Mr. Cottrell. PC Bradley, PC Bellamy, Ashford Leaf Police.
New furniture for the Nick lads? I've got all sorts inside.
No, we're looking for something special. Bronze statue, Greek fella.
We believe you've had a blitz just recently in the Aidensfield area. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the form you make an offer and the punters say yes or no?
Yeah, what happens if they say no and mean it? Do you go back later and help yourself?
You see, it's not just a Greek statue we're looking for, Mr. Cottrell. An elderly couple have been assaulted, and so far, you're the common factor to both crimes.
You've outstayed your welcome.
Even so, we'd still like to look around.
I'm not finding any items here unaccounted for. I've got names, addresses, prices paid, the lot.
She's got me stolen, so you wonder why. Man, I was rolling, she has all I got.
I don't understand the female mind sometimes, David. Women died to get us the vote. There's Mrs. Hargreaves saying she lives too far away to make it worth turning out.
Oh, we've cracked that one, Mrs. Jowett.
Oh, really? How?
Phil.
And then to your right, and to your left, and back up again, and look down at your toe and feel that stretch. And then back up to your right, and to your left.
Not a bloke in sight. She's a good-looking lass, that Susie Fuller.
Checking the premises, gentlemen.
And reach that over. That's lovely. And back. And the other arm. And reach over. And then just to finish off, we'll just sway very gently from side to side. Thank you very much, ladies.
Miss Attenborough, could I have a moment of your ladies' time?
Well, yeah.
This is what it's all about, ladies. Banding together to achieve things. In America, they call it women's liberation. Well, I'm not saying we plan to rule the world, yet, but I do say we're long overdue certain public facilities that'll make our lives easier. Now, I want you to take home a copy of my village plan, reflect on it, and vote for Joyce Jowett. And I promise you, women's voices will be the loudest to ring in this parish.
There we are, then. Sorry I left my money at home, Alf. Forgetful these days.
Talking about money, that wad that you've got stuffed under the floorboards.
All right. All round the neck, is it?
Well, you know that Mrs. Ventris and me are very big fans of building societies. They pay 5%, you know.
Since when have you lot been my financial advisors?
Well, since deciding that your life savings are a crime waiting to happen.
Well, I'll thank you to mind your own interference.
Oh, do you want a drink?
Ah, how did it go then?
Oh, they've all survived, I think. I'll have 4 half a bitters and an orange juice, please.
All right.
We had a visit from Mrs. Jowett, Oscar. She gave us a speech.
She what?
She didn't join in, I notice.
She used the words women's liberation, Oscar.
Women's liberation? In Aidensfield?
And what have you lot done about Harvey Cottrell?
Well, we've spoken to him.
I want him more than spoken to. I want to know why he did what he did.
Mr. Salter.
My friend gets a bang on the head that could have killed her, and you lot do nothing.
Ah, Miss Latimer. Did my wife turn up at the class?
She did indeed.
Oh, I best be going. I said I wouldn't be turning out.
There we go. Jenny, what are you having?
Oh, orange juice, please.
Another orange juice, please. And that's...
Tricia?
Tina, call an ambulance.
Tricia?
What's going on? I've been to the hospital and they said you've discharged yourself.
Mike, I fainted, that's all. Anyway, they said it's all right as long as I get checked over by a cardiologist.
A cardiologist?
Look, can we talk about this later, please?
What's wrong?
I was just about to call the station. Mike, I've been burgled.
Reggie? What you doing?
Your windows, Mrs. Jowett.
From the inside out?
No, of course not. I thought I'd try doing the insides. The door was open.
Where's your bucket?
I was looking for you.
Well, now you've found me. Sit down there. Sit down. Do not move a muscle.
Postcards?
Well, collector's items, Sarge. All from the First World War.
The sort of thing Harvey Cottrell would be interested in.
Sorry, Sarge. Mrs. Jowett's on the phone.
Tell her I'll be voting for Blaketon. On second thoughts, don't. We'll never get rid of her.
Well, we may not yet. She's made a citizen's arrest. Reggie Turnbull, the window cleaner.
It's a simple enough question, Reggie. What are you doing in Mrs. Jowett's living room?
I was about to clean the inside of the windows.
Do we look stupid, Reggie?
How did you get in the house?
Back door was open.
What's this? You've been taking photographs in my house.
Hobby of yours, is it then? Photography? I think it's about time we took a trip down to the station. Don't you, Reggie?
So, Reggie, since when did you need a camera to clean windows?
I told you, it's just a hobby of mine.
What, specialise in interiors, do you?
No, wildlife mostly.
Really? So if we have this film developed, what will we find? Birds and bees? Or something more interesting?
And while I'm here, Constable, I'd like to report several breaches of the Representation of the People Act 1949. Do you know it?
Well, it's not up here, along with the illegal parking and that sort of thing, but far away.
I have it from a very reliable source that my opponent, Mr. Blaketon, has hired the services of a local taxi firm to run his voters to the poll.
Good grief.
Well, if money changes hands, it's downright illegal. And he's using licensed premises as committee rooms. Well, for all I know, he could be treating people in there just to get the votes. Would you pass that on to Sergeant Merton and ask him to do something about it?
I'll pass it on straight away.
Thank you, Constable.
Elections, they bring out the best in people.
Well?
Well, what?
Have you brought Harvey Cottrell in yet?
Now, John, just listen.
No, you listen. Harvey Cottrell stands out like a sore thumb. Offered me 5 bob for that miller. I put a flea in his ear, he comes back and nicks it. How much simpler can it be?
Mr. Salter, your mirror isn't at his premises, so there's no reason to bring him in.
He won't have it on display for you lot, will he? Honestly, want a job done, do it yourself.
Now, just a second, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hustle and bustle of 20th century life is all very well in its place, but that place is not Aidensfield. Aidensfield is a place of peace and tranquility, and I am the man to ensure that that peace and tranquility remains. I am the man for the job. Thank you very much. Well, that sounded good. Yeah, they tell me it's a close-run thing. I mean, me versus Joyce Jowett. I find that very hard to believe, don't you?
You should have let me know. I could have done some lunch.
Well, I'm actually not that hungry. I only came here to nag you.
I thought you might have done.
Well then, tests. You made arrangements?
No, I haven't. Mike, I don't really need to.
Trish, you promised.
I know what's wrong. I've known for 20 years. When I was a kid, I had rheumatic fever. I'll explain another time, but it's left me with something called mitral stenosis.
Which is?
A narrowing of a heart valve.
And you went out and did a fitness class?
I've had it for years. It's never bothered me before. I must have overdone it, that's all. Look, it's just one of those things. It's nothing to worry about. I'll probably live till I'm 150. Happy now?
Well, it depends on what you'd be like. A sweet old lady or a raging battle axe.
Oh, well, that'll be for you to find out. Now, about that lunch. There any news of my postcards?
No, afraid not. Trish, who cleans your windows?
Reggie Turnbull, why?
No reason.
Oh, take me and Miss Spade to Harvey Cottrell's yard. I don't think you should just drive, David.
Ashford Police Station. Oh, yes, Bernie. Really? Yeah, thanks for letting us know. John Salter's just commandeered David in his taxi. He's armed with a spade. My guess is he's on his way to Harvey Cottrell's place.
Fascist horror, why you there a sin and a shame? Discrimination, immigration,
to look after your spade, Mrs. Salter?
No, you wait in the taxi.
Man was being set up to try.
Change your mind, Mr. Salter? Oh, no, hang on a minute.
You're coming with me, Harvey. Down the Nick. Taxi's waiting.
You want to bet? You can't just come in here like some mad axeman, you know.
First you're going to pay for Hart and Wolsey, and then you're going to tell the police where my mirror is. Come back, patrol!
Where's Mr. Salter?
Where's your Mr. Bromley? Get out of there, patrol!
Mr. Salter, calm down!
You've got to pay for what you've done!
Calm down, man! Get out! Mr. Salter! What do you want me to do?
Get out, Tucker!
Give me the spade, Mr. Salter.
You can count your lucky stars that Harvey Cottrell's not pressing charges.
Aye, well, says it all, eh? He's guilty as sin.
Just leave it to us if he's guilty or not. What were you doing with that spade? You going to dig a trench in the man?
I don't know why you lot have suddenly taken against me. I want this joker to do time.
Look, I've told you, John. Leave it to us. You've done enough damage.
No. I'm sorry. What can I say? Thanks, Alf.
Don't mention it. I tell you what you can do, if you really want to make amends. Why don't you and that money you keep under the floorboards take a walk down to the Building Society first thing in the morning?
Reggie, have a seat. Your money for last month. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. It's been a bit difficult this last couple of days, Mr. Wilkins. All right. Not got so much done. Well, you know how it goes. No, I don't. Mr. Wilkins, I think I'd like to give it a rest for a while.
It's a bit awkward, that, Reggie. I've got bills to pay. Customers waiting.
But you never said it'd come to knocking old people around.
You heard about that then, did you? Does it get better every time it's told? Have I killed her yet?
Well, no.
She slipped, Reggie. It were unfortunate. I still got mirror in the end, though.
Well, I'd like to call it a day, Mr. Wilkins.
Facts are life, Reggie. 1, Aidensfield's a very classy area, and I'm not done with it yet. 2, it's your fingerprints on them photos as well as mine, and I've kept every one of them. You're in this till I say otherwise. 3, it ain't just pensioners I clobber.
So, this is what he calls wildlife, eh?
Well, what did you hope to find?
They all look pretty innocent to me.
Well, Reggie cleans windows for almost everyone in the village. He does Trisha's, John Salter's. He probably does Alice Stanton's as well. In each case, only one specific item has been stolen, which indicates that the thief knows exactly what he or she is after.
Go on.
Well, if Reggie does clean windows for Alice Stanton, well, then that links him to all the houses that have been burgled, which might explain what he's doing in Joyce Jowett's house with a camera.
Perhaps you should pay Alice Stanton another visit.
Good luck, Mike. Funny lady.
I know you're very busy, but I don't mind. We got a big grown-up, so don't be blind. You know the only one you love is all mine. Take my hand.
Morning, Mrs. Stanton. PC Mike Bradley, Aidensfield Police.
Hello. What a lovely surprise.
Odd question for you. Your windows. Does Reggie Turnbull clean them?
Yeah, he does. Nice lad. Comes once a fortnight. He likes my homemade biscuits. I was just about to make a cup of coffee.
No, really. Mustache. Thanks. We'll be in touch.
Reggie? What's happened?
I'm sorry, Gina. Really. I didn't know where else to go. My mum said Mr. Blaketon...
Sit down, love.
Well, I think Dr. Summerby should take a look at that face of yours, Reggie.
Oh, please. Not there.
Come on, then. What's all this about?
I met this fellow last year. I were doing the windows at Erindale shops there, and he comes out of one of them. Says, can we have a chat? If I'd said no, none of this would have happened.
Well, obviously you didn't. What was his name?
Peter Wilkins. Takes me to a cafe, buys me breakfast. Seemed really nice. Not making excuses, but that's what he did. Do I do a lot of houses, he asks. Posh houses. Houses with stuff in them that's worth a few bob. Well, of course I do.
And he asks you to keep a record of what the people have.
Not exactly. He bought me a camera that morning. Said any chance I had to take a few snaps of people's rooms.
So he'd go through the photos, pick and choose, and then rob the places? The cheek of it.
Why the cuts and bruises?
I told him this morning I wanted out. I mean, I never thought people would end up in hospital. Mrs. Prothero, she's dead nice. He says I'm in it till he says.
Hold that on there. Be back in a sec.
What am I going to do, Mr. Blaketon?
Well, there's only one thing you can do, Reggie. We'll patch you up and take you to the police station. You can tell them your story. You've had the guts to tell me. You'll have the guts to tell them.
Any luck, Mike?
No, Sarge. Reggie's not at home and his mum doesn't know when he's going to be back. It's difficult. We've got no real evidence.
No. Afternoon, Merton.
Oscar.
This lad here's got a tale to tell.
If you'd told us this the other day, Reggie, you'd still have a face left.
Give us Peter's address, Reggie.
Greendale Mill, Erindale Road.
I know.
And I'm not the only one he's got. I think there's like a team of us in different villages. Delivery people and stuff. People with access.
Who's he selling on to?
Someone in Dublin. He's always saying they can't get enough of it.
Dublin? How's he get it there?
It's a cargo boat. Leaves Whitby once a fortnight. Does a round trip of the Irish ports. What's going to happen to me?
You'll pay for what you've done, Reggie. But it seems one or two will speak up for you when the time comes, Oscar Blaketon included. Put him in a cell, P.C. Bellamy, till we decide what to do with him.
Come on, you two, cheer up. Not the end of the world.
What have you got to be so cheerful about?
Look, by the end of the evening, Joyce Jowett will be history, and we'll be celebrating a bright future.
I'm not so sure about that.
Everything's staying the same.
It's going to be a close thing.
What do you mean? Close?
Well, not everybody's that keen on you, Mr. Blaketon. I mean, Mrs. Butterworth said, I'm not going to vote for that.
The polling station closes in a couple of hours.
Oh, aye. Mrs. Butterworth said what?
Better get off and collect the rest of the support.
Ernie.
Sarge, I've made some phone calls about these burglaries. We aren't the only station with burglaries outstanding, all with the same M.O. A specific piece taken in each case.
Same sort of stuff?
Even another bronze statue.
Good work, Mike. This'll look good at HQ. We'll finish the job tomorrow. In the meantime, better cast your vote down at the village hall, just in case there's been a riot.
Right, Sarge.
Gotta go. Get away. Take a look at that deep blue sea. Don't you think it look great? All right.
Thank you very much.
The sky and the sun won't wait.
I'll pick up about 15 minutes.
The time is right. Don't let it slip away. Instead of dreaming about tomorrow, you can live today.
All done then? Yep. Another blow for women's liberation.
Gotta go. Get away. Take a look at that deep blue sea. Don't you think it looks great?
Oh, hello, Michael.
Evening, Bernie.
Have you seen David? He should be here by now. Voting ends in 10 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure he'll turn up. You know David, ever reliable.
Oh, very funny. Yeah, well, get your vote in at least.
Ainsfield Arms.
Gina, it's me. I'm at Mr. Salter's house.
Hi, David. What on earth are you doing there?
Oh, I'm taking him and the 3 others to the election, but we've had a puncture, right? I've got to tell Mr. Blayton and Mr. Scripps, because we've got to be there by 9 o'clock. Otherwise, Mr. Blayton, he won't win. So, Mr. Scripps...
Calm down, David.
Now, can you get Mr. Salter to help you out with the tyre?
Yeah, he's already doing that.
Don't panic. I'm sure Oscar will understand you've tried your best.
I'll tell him. Ta-ra.
Right, bye. Bye. Come on, folks, we're off. Thank you, Mr. Salter.
Wrap around the pound and hold tight, shut your eyes, girl, you set me up for forget the other guys, you'll never fall, this time you go, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, make me feel like you see it for real and hold tight, carousel, girl, you'll set me in my lemon, hold tight, swing it, swing it,
Where have you been? Oh, never mind. You better get in there quick. I think you might be too late.
Hi. Yeah. I'll phone you back.
Mr. Wilkins, I have a warrant to search these premises.
Oh. May I have the pleasure of this dance?
Are you sure?
Careful.
Careful. In you go.
Oh, dear.
Right. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted the other night?
I don't know. Where were you?
I was about to ask you on a cruise.
Oh, don't be so daft.
No, really, I was. Folk round here reckon I've got long pockets. They're right. But I'd spend all I've got on you, Rosie.
Oh.
How do you fancy it? You and me, dancing the night away.
Oh, it'd be smashing. What are we going to use for money?
Ah.
Would you?
I'm a big fan of the Building Society. 5% they give. The Caribbean, I thought.
Postcards, Sarge, Donald McGill, they belong to Tricia Somerby.
I'll put them down to her then. And this fella, Bellamy, belongs, I believe, to your friend Mrs. Stanton.
Doesn't look a bit like me.
Yes, well, I feel sorry for young Reggie, getting mixed up in all that. What are you going to do with him now, then?
Well, that's for the courts to decide, Oscar, but we put a good word in for him.
Oh, it's a shame. He's such a nice lad. He was obviously terrified of that Wilkins bloke. Hey, girls. What can I get you? Gin and tonic for me and whatever Trisha's having.
I will have,
orange juice.
Not you as well. I thought I was supposed to be the doctor around here.
Don't worry, Gina. I'll be keeping a close eye on her.
Will you all stop worrying? I'm fine, honest.
Yeah, nevertheless, I think we should go easy on the keep fit for a while. In any case, I think we might have to find new premises. Joyce Jout said she saw 2 dodgy characters hanging around outside.
Oh, congratulations, Councillor.
Ah, yes, thanks, Alf.
Even if it was by just 4 votes.
Yes, well, those 4 votes were very crucial, weren't they, David?
Oh, yes, Mr. Blaketon.
So, what are you folks having? The drinks are on me.
Oh, I'll have a pint, Councillor.
Same again.
And me.